When I was 16 or 17, I got a job at a country club where I was literally surrounded by millionaires and billionaires all day long, and it literally altered my reality and my mindset till this day. And what I'm realizing is a lot of you guys don't come from money, and there's so many things that I learned at the country club that were so valuable that I still use to this day that I want to share with you guys. If you guys have been following me for a minute, then you used to remember that I used to give you guys all the tea that used to happen at the country clubs when me and my friends worked there, but now I'm kind of changing it up and giving you guys tips because I feel like these are very important. And if you've been following me for more than a year, then you know that I have one of the best come-up stories. My life has done a complete 360, and now I'm working towards being a member at one of those country clubs. So I'm here to be your new bestie and teach you some things. So one day I was on my lunch break, minding my business, eating my salad, and this white old man comes up to me and he's like, "Your fork will always give you away." And I was like, "What does that mean? My fork will give me away?" And so I literally couldn't sleep that night. So the next time I was working with my friend Gabby, and she was like, "Hey, isn't that guy that like told you that? Why don't you go and ask him what it meant?" So I go up to him and I ask him what it meant, and he literally explains to me that he grew up poor, and not knowing table etiquette was the number one thing that gave him away when he was in spaces with these people that had millions and billions of dollars, because it was the one thing that showed them that he didn't belong. He didn't know what was going on, and he wasn't used to being in the spaces that they were. He explained to me that I need to master table etiquette and know which fork to use, which spoon to use, and which knife to use at all times. He told me that this is a fair way to ensure that not only do I feel like I belong at this place, but I look like I belong at this place, so I can be treated like I belonged at this place. Don't mind the low budget illustration, but this is kind of how it should look. Sometimes there'll be less, sometimes there'll be more. But the first thing you're going to do is remove the napkin from the middle and put it on your lap. The number one mistake I see people do is they'll remove this and put it to the side. That's not your job. Just wait for your server. This is where your super salad is going to go on. Like so, like that. So when you're done with your super salad, the server will pick up the plate with the soup and move it away from you. Before or during the soup, there's going to be bread and butter in the middle of the table. If you want some, that's the plate that you use, and that is the knife that you use. That is the butter knife. It's more flat. You're always going to start on the outside when you're using your utensils. Usually, like I said, they'll either have a soup or salad you'll pick from, and if it was a soup, you would have used your soup spoon that was at the edge over here, and if it was a salad, you would have used this fork. Regardless of what you use, the server will pick up the two on the outside when they're picking up your plate. Then you're left with your dinner knife, your dinner fork, and a plate or a charger. Up top, you'll have your dessert spoon or fork, and next to it, you'll have your cup for water, and if they're really fancy, they'll have 2 wine glasses, one for red wine and one for white wine. When I got invited to go to Sexy Fish, which is one of the most exclusive restaurants in the whole entire world, I was actually so scared. Where the servers? This is where the literal servers were wearing $10,000 Versace suits as their custom-made uniforms. This is the same place that they have a goldfish as your napkin weight that people steal. Y'all can look at Instagram for my full experience, but stuff I learned at the country club is what made me feel comfortable when I got opportunities to go to places like this. Let me know if you want a part 2 about how to meet these people, what questions to ask, and how to interact at dinners like this.